Vegeta and Broly are throwing hands. Gohan is going beast mode. Vegeta's bragging about taking the W against Goku. Yes, people, the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie adaptation into the manga is finally freaking over. Thank goodness.
This is for my day ones, gotta be clear. Still moving on, baby, but I wish you was here. Still moving on, baby, but I gotta get there.
Subscribe and hit that bell to get more videos. Yeah. Okay, people, so finally, after over a year of the Dragon Ball Super manga redoing the story from the Dragon Ball Super superhero film, we have finally closed that chapter of the story and moved on to a brand new arc for the Dragon Ball Super series. And I gotta say, as somebody that loves Dragon Ball, as somebody that's been a faithful watcher and reader of the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga, I am extremely excited and happy to be past that chapter. There is no denying anybody that has actually read or watched what's been going on with Dragon Ball Super over the last year that flat out they milked that movie to the bone dry. I mean, come on, people, what did we do here? But thankfully, we are past that, and it's time to get into some absolute epicness that the Dragon Ball Super manga is currently in right now, because chapter 101 of Dragon Ball Super flat out gave me extreme amounts of hope that despite the fact that we've had a sluggish, rough time, we are headed towards some absolute greatness and the stuff that we love from Dragon Ball. Because to be honest with you, it's kind of crazy that we had all of these incredible setups for the Tournament of Power, all of these different universes, all of these different gods of destructions, all of this potential from Planet Saddle, the Saiyans from Universe 6, and we've done really nothing with it. In fact, we've, just been focusing in on stuff on Earth. So the fact that Dragon Ball Super 101 really starts setting things up for a bigger and more grandiose story, again, I'm here for it. However, taking it from the top, I will not deny that the first 15 or so pages of Dragon Ball Super Chapter 101 definitely would leave you feeling a bit dreadful if you didn't know anything that was to come. I mean, I'm on social media here and there, so I actually seen like, oh, there's going to be something awesome in the chapter, but if you only jumped into the chapter without any preconceived notions of what's to come, you might be jumping into this thinking, oh god, they're still continuing on with the superhero stuff. What are we doing? Because it opens up with the two grunts from Dragon Ball Super superhero movie now that the Red Ribbon Army has fallen, and essentially they're lost in trying to find their way. They're upset that the Red Ribbon Army has fallen, and ultimately they're maybe seeking a little bit of revenge and just in general trying to figure out what their next moves are. When coincidentally they run into Goten and Trunks as they're doing their superhero stuff. Can I just put a major sigh right here? And again, if you didn't know any better, you would probably feel that exact sentiment because, yeah, we just got rid of the superhero stuff. We don't want it anymore. Despite the fact that Toriyama, when Dragon Ball went into that 7-year time skip, started off with Gohan's daily life and him as a superhero, he had to cut it short and jump straight into the tournament and Majin Buu because people didn't really want to see too much of that. Like, a couple of doses of it is fine, but when you're drowning fans in it for 365 days, yeah, let's move on. But the grunts decide, hey, you know what? We can get our revenge on the people that foiled our plans with the Red Ribbon Army if we utilize these two knuckleheads. And so they treat Goten and Trunks to some pizza and essentially begin to try and manipulate them to take on Gohan and essentially avenge the Red Ribbon Army, although disguising it as heroic deeds. And of course, at first, Goten and Trunks are kind of like, huh? Because, yeah, even though the way they're wording it is like, oh, you can do something heroic, ultimately they kind of see like there's something a little fishy here. And even more funny enough is that the whole premise of this situation is basically straight up and down copying and pasting what happened with the Gammas in the Dragon Ball superhero movie. How they thought they were doing some heroic deeds and stopping evil bad guys, but yeah, they were being manipulated into stopping the good guys and helping the bad guys. And then to make matters worse, they basically pushed them even forward and managed to manipulate them by saying basically, oh, you scared, huh? You a chicken, right? You scared. It's alright. It's okay. We get it. You scared. It's all good. We understand you. You feel fear, fam. And it's like, really, dog? That's how we're kicking things off with this new arc? Okay. But eventually, Goten and Trunks are swayed into making this deal to go help out and stop these quote-unquote criminals that are hell-bent on taking over the world. Also, Trunks having a little bit of, selfish motives, wanting to impress Mai. Yeah, I guess that whole subplot of the 40-something, 50-something-year-old woman that got turned into a child and is now a teenager in love with this teenager is still in play. Did I spoil the whole illusion? And finally, after 15 pages of feeling like we're retreading the same stuff we did for a year, boom, Vegeta versus Broly. Is the fact that Vegeta is actually besting him, which is like, Wait, Nani? Have you seen Dragon Ball Super Broly, the movie? Like, yeah, Broly was on a whole different stratosphere than Goku and Vegeta, so much so that they had to fuse to try and even stand a chance against him, and still really couldn't muster up to, take him out. Although I will throw the counter argument to that in that before Broly kind of went nuts and he was just fighting Vegeta and Goku in his normal form, while yes, he was still giving them a problem, it wasn't as one-sided as when Broly went nuts. Which kind of is a testament to a lot of the premise of what happens with Broly in this chapter. Because it continues with Vegeta taking a direct punch from homie, and let's be honest here, fam. If it was Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie, there was no taking no direct punches. Broly was gonna smash homie. However, there's something very obvious to note as their battle is ensuing, and that's the fact that Broly isn't breaking out into a fit of rage, which would probably put everybody on that planet, including the planet itself, at risk. Because during this combat, Broly is actually somewhat containing his anger and not trying to get mad. To which Vegeta decides, you know what? It's Dragon Ball Super. I've changed my ways and I've become more of a mentor, even some might say a teacher, a la Kaba. And starts just spitting straight up facts to Broly, telling him that anger isn't a bad thing, rage is the source of a Saiyan's power, but if you lose yourself in it, then yeah fam, I don't know what to tell you. Because he even encourages him like, yo, don't suppress the rage, just control it, figure it out. Which, to be honest with you, is very much so a good piece of knowledge and some game that Vegeta dropped on Broly. Kudos to Vegeta being a good sensei there. Although even saying that sentence is kind of like, what? Vegeta's being a sensei to Broly? Huh? However, following that, I had something to say, and that's the fact that Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, which, is there anybody else or is it just me that is kind of tired of after an arc happens, Dragon Ball Super always resets the characters to utilizing Super Saiyan whenever they are in combat? Like, I get it, maybe you don't want to destroy Beerus' planet, so maybe you don't want to go all on ego mode or whatnot, but it really is a tiring concept in Dragon Ball that essentially they always revert back to utilizing Super Saiyan as like a base power-up. It's like, I get it that that's the most powerful form, but come on fam, come on son. And honestly, Vegeta is really working Broly, which again, I say that very much so from a surprised standpoint. And Vegeta goes on even further to say that it looks like Broly can't wield his full power out of fear that he's gonna snap. Which definitely makes a lot of sense, but then it also makes me question like, okay, so then how do you tap into that power? And also you have to kind of compare it to Kale, which I wonder if we're ever gonna see her in Caulifla again. I'm just saying, like, it's been a hot minute, and I kind of dug those Saiyan females, you know? Even Goku says that it seems like that, but Whis actually sees something different and can tell that Broly is controlling himself pretty well. To which, following that, Broly actually finally owns his anger. It looks like he gets a bit upset, however, he's actually still controlling it. And for Whis to say, yo, that's growth, that's big, dog, that's big. Even though Vegeta follows up with, yeah, but you're still not tapping into your full strength, so not good enough. And I gotta just stress right here and now that moving forward within this next arc, I can almost guarantee you that this was just the biggest setup for Broly getting a new form. I'm not sure if it's going to be him tapping into Ultra Instinct or it'll be an exclusive form similar to like Vegeta getting Ego Mode or whatnot, but Broly is definitely getting a new form moving forward, and it's probably going to be something along the lines of maybe Broly Balance Mode? Something where Broly can tap into that strength but still not lose himself in his absolute fits of rage. Which kind of makes sense and is par for the course of what Dragon Ball Super has been doing with trying to make some more creative and unique takes at transformations with utilizing what the character is going through at that time. Or their character just in general, for example, a la Vegeta mastering his ego, one of the most egotistical characters of the Dragon Ball franchise since its inception. I also love how after the fact Broly's like, yo, but what do you mean? Like, how do I do that? And Vegeta's like, on God, fam, you gotta figure this out yourself, dog. What do you think I am? Mr., you know what I'm saying, Sensei? Professor Vegeta up in here? Like, yo, do it yourself. Kind of cool that they're still utilizing some of the characters from the Dragon Ball Super Broly film, like Cheetal, and she actually jumps in and kind of reminds everybody, yo, don't forget, Frieza got that black form now, homie, you know what I'm saying? He got the black card, it's up! Which is even more so set up and build up for, yeah, we're going to have something big happening with Frieza. It's just a matter of when is it going to happen, and is it going to be in unison with something else, another evil force or threat that we have to face alongside Frieza. And Goku still doesn't change, despite the fact that he's been through hell and back, went through a universal tournament where his world and his universe was at risk. He's still saying some questionable things. Something to the effect of him being impressed about Frieza's strength and like, yo, dog, he actually trained for that, son. It's crazy. Goku, Goku, Goku. Super Goku, huh? Super Goku. Everybody, round of applause for Super Goku. We get a little bit more of Beerus kind of trying to pass the mantle of God of Destruction off to Goku, where he basically says, yo, dog, you getting stronger, and if you surpass me someday, I'll nominate you to be God of Destruction. But of course, Goku's like, nah, I'm good. I'm Super Goku. I kind of remain the same, you know? We don't make big changes like that. Come on now. Although realistically, yes, Goku would definitely never in any version of Dragon Ball ever want to be a God of Destruction, but it'd be a fun little arc to see what he would do. And as if we didn't get a film and a full-on year of an adaptation in the manga, Whis and Beerus once again bring up the events of the Dragon Ball Super superhero film and explain to Goku and them basically how Gohan and Piccolo were able to take care of this threat known as Cell Max. And to be honest, I expected a little bit more of a surprised, shocked, or even questioning reaction from Goku and Vegeta like, Cell, what? But instead, we cut to Beerus being like, yo, hold up, wait a second, hold the phone. Did I just hear you right? Like, is my ears bugging out? Goku's a dad, huh? And he goes on to even further disrespect, this time putting some smut on Gohan's name, basically saying like, yo, he ain't leave no impact. I ain't even remember, homie. Like, oh God. Which is crazy because, like, let's not forget, in the Tournament of Power, Gohan was a major player. Like, how do you not remember him? Like, what? Like, yo, dog, this is a cat that sleeps for decades and possibly centuries at a time. Yeah, he's not gonna remember this one alien dude's son. But I'm still like, wow, the disrespect to Gohan fandom is real. And Vegeta tries to throw in a line to save Gohan. You know Vegeta got a soft spot for Gohan, especially ever since he saved him against Cell. Like, Vegeta was down bad. He's like, yo, dog, according to Bulma, whatever that's worth, Gohan might have actually surpassed us. Like, yeah, according to Bulma, the one that can't read power levels or nothing. Like, yeah, she's the one that could tell us whose power level is what, huh? And Vegeta shows once again that despite all of his growth, there's still a little bit of that pettiness within. Because Goku's like, yo, dog, we ain't even feel what was going on Earth with Gohan and Piccolo and them because we was throwing hands like crazy. And Vegeta's like, you mean, you know, the fight you lost to me in? You know, where I won? Where, like, I took the W? And I imagine the editorial staff and everybody involved in Dragon Ball Super thoughts were, here you go, fans. You happy now? Vegeta won something. Now, can you be quiet? You know they don't like Vegeta. Stop it. However, we cut to the Red Ribbon Army rejects arriving with Goten and Trunks to Gohan's crib. And yeah, it's about to get real. Because they pull up one in the smoke and Gohan comes out like, oh, bet you trying to take my daughter? Say less. And Gohan does what all fans would love Dragon Ball characters to do, opposed to just, hey, let me go into Super Saiyan real quick. He goes all out straight away and goes into Gohan Blanco. I'm sorry, Beast Mode. And it's so strong that even Goku and Vegeta feel it now that they're not throwing hand. Or, as Vegeta would say, Vegeta kicking tail and taking the W. However, it takes a funny turn when Goten and Trunks come out and Gohan's like, oh, word, my own brother. Funny how this aligns with an event that just happened in the latest Boruto chapter that was released simultaneously with this chapter. But before they could explain, Goku arrives like, yo, I'm here. We're all good, dog. We're done adapting the superhero film. On God, G, we free. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more videos. Yeah.
Action. Maybe you can see when I'm moving. Never can I lie to the beauty. Never can I hide what I'm doing. Maybe our love is a movie. Maybe our love is a movie. Maybe our love is a movie.